I'm not ready.
Says we are live. Yay.
Yes, it does. It's
Just waiting
one
for
of
it
those
to show up
days.
on the other place here. Get my other camera running and we'll be in business. Hello, people. Hi, Nell. Hi, Ingrid. Hi, Vicky. Hello,
Oh,
Peggy.
yeah.
So glad to see you, ladies. So I just put a picture of this out on Art Joy is Sharing. So it's just another free background for you guys.
Oh, boy.
So I just put a picture of this.
I'm having technical difficulties this morning.
You are.
Yes.
So I wanted to share one of the magazines I like because I can get these at the second-hand book place. Is this Birds and Blooms? So like if you like, you're like me and you like flowers and blossoms and stuff, this is a real great place to get inspiration from. Look at these poppies. I love the poppies. And this is my state bird. So, you know, I probably need to do something with that. There's a cute bunny. I mean, great place to get inspiration photos from. And, you know, if you're out and about, you don't have to have a computer or something to do that with. These are a bunch of pages that I printed out. These are other backgrounds that I may or may not use. And how's it going, Shel? You getting your technical problem solved?
Yes, I think I am, and I'm going to start on my pick a stick challenge. I'm doing pick a stick challenge on a 5x7 canvas today. So I'm starting with a cut, and I've got some foam, some leftover foam that my kid gave me from some project that he did. This is from the Home Depot or the blue Home Depot, whichever one you like. I was laughing the other day because I said I wanted to go to Lowe's and maybe buy a new stove because we have a glass top stove, and about 6 months ago a marble rolling pin got dropped on it and smashed the glass. So I said, you know, there's a sale going on. We should go to Lowe's. And he said, oh, you mean the blue Home Depot? Because Home Depot is orange. They have, you know, orange aprons and an orange sign. And I guess the other one has blue. I thought that was funny. Peg, are you still there?
I am, but I'm trying to look at the chat and it's not the same in here as it is on YouTube. So there's a lag.
Somebody's talking about cake.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Cindy Bagley. Hi, Andrea. Hi, Marie. So good to see you guys. Yeah, so I did my pick a stick yesterday. I don't know. I was sitting around doing something and I thought I might as well do it. And you know, the whole birds and bloom thing. Yeah, I'd picked out, this was the background that I had started on the show last week. And so I was going to use this background, and then I'd showed you this little bird cutout because the first thing was to cut. And so I did cut out that bird and ended up doing this. Shel said, what the heck is glory this morning? And I said, yeah, morning glory, glory, hallelujah. I don't know, whatever you want to make it. I did put glory into a quote on mine. It says, the greater the obstacle, the more glory in overcoming it. And I thought that was appropriate. So that's my pick a stick. And there is a video on my channel. So Peg Robinson, if you want to see how this all came about. But I'm kind of done with that one. So I'm going to set that aside.
She's going to do other stuff.
Yep. And this was the other, another one of the backgrounds that I had from last week. I think those poppies would be really pretty on here. And I don't know that I'm going to paint those today, but can you guys see how that would look on this? I'm thinking that would be very pretty. I still have this green background that we created last week, and it has possibility. But I thought where I would start, okay, And then I was playing with the crackle paste. Remember we were doing the crackle paste last week. And these two boards I was experimenting with using this Chroma Crackle. And this time I put it on much thicker, thinking that I was going to get a lot larger crack. Not really. But you guys can see the texture there. So, I mean, it is different than what I got last week, but it's still not what I expected. And the big cracks that I'd gotten on that other one were done using the weathered wood. So I had laid down, this paper is from Eleni S. She's in our group. And this paper I put down yesterday and glued it down with matte medium. And then I put a layer of weathered wood over it and let it air dry. You know, a lot of times I dry it with the dryer. I pretty much let this air dry and it looks like gloss medium. I don't know if it's going to crackle or not. So, okay, another experiment day.
I still think the weathered wood is the best crackle.
I do too. But I don't know what's going on with this today. I'm going to use some of this Deco Art Americana just because I want to use this pink, because I like this pink and red rosy tone going on here. Patches. Thank you. Thank you. And there's Carla. Hi.
So I cut a leaf. You know, here the first prompt on Pick a Stick Challenge is cut. So I think I'm going to make a morning glory eventually. So I thought I would cut out a couple sizes of this shape of a leaf that would go to a morning glory. I had to go look it up because they don't grow here in Arizona, but I do remember them being a pest when I was growing up. So I know that they're
in our grass here.
You either love or hate. But that's what I decided to do. So the first thing I'm doing is cutting out of this foam a couple different sizes of leaves to go with my plant. And I did I started a background. It's not finished, but I started a background last week on the show because if you guys remember, we are going to be doing that. What did I call it? A group-wide, worldwide art collaboration with everyone in the group on Art Joy of Sharing in April. And during April, we'll be doing that all on the show. We'll be doing it all month. We'll be using different backgrounds from different people all month. So if you guys haven't got your backgrounds in yet, you should go do it. Just make something and scan it or take a good photograph of it, upload it to the group in Painty paper file, just throw it in there, and then anybody can download it and use it in their art. And that is going to be our group-wide, worldwide, because we have people all over the world in our group on Art Joy of Sharing. And it will be a fantastic collaboration amongst everyone, and it's going to be super fun. So we started backgrounds last week on the show that we could show you, you know, something that you can make. You can do it your own way. You don't have to do what we did. Just do whatever you want. But get her done because it's starting on April 1st, and that's when the collaboration is going to start. So that's all I have to say about that. But anyway, yeah, we made backgrounds last week on the show, and this was a started one but not a finished one. This is the one that I finished on the show, and this one's been scanned and uploaded, as well as this reversed stencil one, which I thought was good for blacks and whites. And then on April 1st, you can watch our hop with members of the group making videos and hopping along to show how they used any of the backgrounds. Peg also uploaded a PDF file, and I'm planning on taking that, putting it on a jump drive and taking it to the copy center and getting it laser printed because I don't have a laser printer at home. And you can absolutely do it without a laser printer, and I did in my hop video. I showed how you just use a regular inkjet printer, and I've showed that a million times. I've been doing digital collaborations for a few years, actually I think about 5 maybe with different people. So
we really have. Some of the papers I was showing you this morning are from some of those, like these were things that we did in a digital collaboration a number of years ago, I think. And where is that piece? I wonder.
yeah, there's tons of videos on both of our channels. So you can go and look if you want to. All right. Oh, I think I've
This was one that Shel and I collaborated on, where we exchanged the background papers, and it was a monochromatic, so you can see how that turned out in an abstract form. So there is some crackle here. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. I'm gonna try to hold it up so you can get a better look at what's going on with that. Not the best photo. I'll take a photograph. So you can see the crackle.
She's crackle obsessed.
I do love crackle. I do love, you know, that worn, weathered look. I do love that. So I'll put that in the Facebook group too.
All right, I need to get some type of background on here. Should I use this, even though it's not finished, or should I use one of these other ones?
So it's there now, so you can see that, and feel free to use that. I mean, that's just a crackle background created with this stuff. I also want to put some matte gel on top of this because the crackle will keep on cracking and moving. So
cracking.
I'm going to get my brush. I want to add some of this peachy tone in here. Just a little bit.
This is cool.
For a little variation in the background.
So for Pick a Stick this month, the colors are Botanical, which is a really dark green, and this is the green. You know, these are what I figured was that green color. And that's one of my acrylic paints here. Let's see which one it is. Not that one. This one. Sap green seems like a good match for that botanical color. And then the other color is like green gold. Green gold's a good choice for this other one that's called sulfur. So those are the colors I used on my background last week, this background. And then I also scraped off my excess paint onto my palette and also onto some, looks like this is rice paper. This is palette paper. And so I'm just going to use some of this to collage my background because remember, I'm still doing the 100 Days project. And my 100 Days project is mixed media collage. So I'm trying to do collage every day, mixed media collage. So my background is going to be made out of collage. I think I might actually tear this up a little bit more and do it a little bit differently maybe. I don't know. This is cool looking though. I like it. I've got some of that weird green goldish chartreuse color. And then the darker color, and it's even got a little bit of blue in it. When I scraped it out, for some reason, it came out with a little bit of teal. I don't know why. I don't know why.
I love that green gold.
Yeah, green gold's a great color. It's green, but it's gold.
So I'm just putting my layer of matte medium down over the top of this just to seal all that in. I want to make sure that this background stays in place, and I'm going both directions just to get an even coat. And I'm going to take a card, if I've got one here handy, and I'm just going to smooth all of that out.
So this paper that I had used to make my background is Bristol, and it is really much too thick. I don't like to use this type of paper for collage, so that's the reason I was kind of shying away from it. But I'm going to use a couple pieces of it, and what I did was spritz the backs to try to get the paper to start breaking down and cooperating with me. And then I'm going to use gel matte medium to put it down, and hopefully I can get that thicker paper to collage. I just don't like it. I like thin papers. So,
hi, Debbie. How are you?
see what we can do with it.
Everything's an effort. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hi, Laura. Hey, so glad to see you guys. So, once again, this is wet, so I got to dry it down.
Like you.
I think instead of just blowing, I'll let this set aside and dry for a little bit while I work on something else. I've still got these two panels, and they've got the crackle medium on them. So let me get some colors. I'm going to grab my media paint basket here.
Good choice.
I'm going to get some color. Start with a little yellow, I think, and get a brush that I like. Here we go. Nice flat brush that I can blend that out with. You can see I need to clean this one better.
I also don't usually use palette paper because it has that glossy side on it that's supposed to be where you put the paint, right? And that glossy side just wants to slippy slide all over everything and not glue down and be a complete jerk. But we're going to do it today. We're going to use cardstock. We're going to use whatever it takes
to
do this.
Magenta, and a little bit of this Duralide yellow. I know it's hard to see everything because there's only so much room on the desk, right?
Yep. Especially when you're doing a dual thing like this. You only get this little teeny tiny scrap of video. All right, you guys need to lay down and not argue with me because I'm the boss of you. I'm the boss of you, collage. You can't argue.
Tell them. You tell them.
No being jerks.
I'm going to add a little darker. This is the Quin Magenta.
Quin Magenta is one of my faves.
Yep.
Such a
makes me happy.
Yep. Quinacridone.
Yep.
Make sure there's plenty of matte medium on there.
So I still think I want to add more brightness in here. So let me get some more of that yellow out. Yellow is kind of transparent, so it's a little harder to get.
Yellow's hard to get a good, bright, vibrant situation going on because it always wants to be too translucent.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, knock it off.
But I do want that in my background here. And I'm going to spritz that with some water to bring back some of that crackle. Get that blending a bit. And dripping. We like drippage.
Oh, yes. Yes, yes. Drip, drip, drip. You cool down, Mr. Cardstock. I'll have no nonsense from you either. None of you. You have to all behave. But this does look pretty. Would you like the way this is turning out? I need to put something over here.
Okay, so I'm going to use my less noisy.
Hey, stop it. Really? This is how you're going to behave? Grr! Come on. Don't be such a bunch of nonsense. I think we're just going to cut
Some moisture off. Reveal a little of the background for interest.
Since I have this stupid cardstock, I'm going to cut off my edges instead of trying to wrap them like I normally do. Normally I want my edges to be wrapped all the way around to the back of the canvas if I can, because I like the way that looks, to have the canvas all the way encircled. But there's no way I'm going to be able to get this cardstock to wrap. It's too thick. Too annoying.
Let's see, I've got paper here. I'll just put some of that onto this. This is another one of those backgrounds that I printed off. I've got paint left over. So we'll add it in, brighten this up a little bit.
Sounds like a good plan. How did you get in there? So if you do put your cardstock background on your canvas and you trim the edges like I just did, fun thing to do when it's all dry and hard, all the mediums dry, is to sand the edges to make them smooth again. And you can do that using something like this, you know, one of these embroidery emery board type blocks, and I'll be able to sand all these down and get them all perfect and clean and nice.
And this one, really want in some brighter tones. I think I'm going to use a little turquoise.
Stop moving, stupid jerk.
And some primary cyan. Maybe a little green gold. Yeah, got some colors here. What I want to do on this one, let me get a brayer on this one.
I don't know if heating this is really going to help. but I give it a try. Well, I guess I'll try to heat dry it.
Oh, lip here, I'm running over.
See what's going on in the chat. Talking about weather, talking about working in retail.
Cool. Yeah, this weather's been really weird.
Oops. So there is texture to this because there's places on the paint, the palette paper where I scraped with a scraper the paint on, and so I ended up getting like little ridges and stuff, which is pretty cool. But I think I'm going to put even more texture on it here pretty soon.
Texture.
Just wanted to try to get a little going on.
Tighten up. I want to lighten this up a bit.
That's a little better. That's pretty, huh?
Yeah.
All the colors of the pig stick.
Loving it.
All right, what shall I do? So I have a stencil here, and I thought maybe I would use it just to put like some stems and things on, because the third one is leaf, and I did get these little leaves cut out, but I thought maybe it might be nice just to have a little bit of background leaves or something. This morning I had a lot of technical difficulties, so I didn't do everything. I didn't plan everything as well as I had planned to plan everything.
Planch man. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Planning doesn't always work out either.
What shall I do? The second prompt here is emboss. Now, people would say that's heat embossing, right? But really the word emboss means to make raised. So there's all kinds of ways to make texture, to make raised, to make something embossed up from a surface, right? And one of those ways would be to use what they call embossing paste sometimes, but really they also call it modeling paste or molding paste. There's lots of names for it. I think that's what I'm going to do if I can find the one that dries quickly. That's absorbent ground. I don't want that. Where is it? Oh, this one. Light molding paste. That's what I'm going to use, I think. And some type of a squeegee tool. How about this one? This one will work. So I'm going to take some of that. I'm going to put it through a stencil. And of course, what didn't I do? I didn't get a bucket of water so that I wouldn't have this stuff living on my stencil. Grr. I'm not wanting it terribly thick, so I'm pressing down pretty hard to try and just let it scrape through here. I'm trying to avoid this other one over here because I really just wanted the one. It's not perfect by any means. Not at all.
Okay. Clean up some of my mess. Get back to something relatively clean anyway. All right, so let's look at this and see how it's coming. If it's getting drier. It's still a little damp.
So you guys probably always see molding paste, modeling paste, embossing paste put through a stencil, and you don't have to do that, guys. You don't have to put it through a stencil. You can always apply it with a palette knife.
Are you talking about this cobalt teal blue? Is that the one you were talking about?
I think I'm going to draw this.
Thanks, Marie. Hi, Sybil. So I like what the Crackle did on here. It created something very interesting. This has definitely become my own background now. It's not, you know, those pieces of paper that were from the grouping. It is now something that is more unrecognizable. And that's kind of the goal, is to make it your own. You know, when you get something from someone, take it and make it into something of your own.
Yep, that's the collaboration portion.
Yep.
Making new art out of something else that someone else made. I want everyone to do it. I hope that I've stressed that. I see you. I see you. I know you're there, and I want you to do it. You cannot hide from me.
You cannot hide. You can run, but you cannot hide. Yes. Too funny. Okay, so yeah, this is still wet. You can tell by looking at the back and, you know, seeing how wrinkly everything is and all that. But it's a damp wet, and it's going to take, you know, more than a day to dry that down. Got a little piece of paper hanging off the edge here that's bugging me. So you know what I do with that? I just trim it out.
Get it.
Any of these little Klingon things, you can just take your scissors and trim off. Okay. So what do I want to do? I think I want to do some painted something. So let me get my favorite colors back out here, which are those quinacridone.
Quinacridone.
I think the Quin Red would be pretty on here, but I may use the magenta for accents. So let me get the Quin Red going.
I'm going to run and drop this into some water in the sink. You know, I was thinking it might be kind of fun to maybe just dump a little bit of embossing powder on this while
Oh, yeah.
I got it. I mean, I did dry that side, so I don't know if it'll stick.
You know, I love embossing powder.
Let's see what we got here. I got this chunky one, and it might be just kind of fun
1,
to dump
2,
it on
3,
there.
4. I need at least one more because we have to have odd numbers, you know.
Just add a little bit more texture. Didn't stick so much, unfortunately. I did dry this one side kind of, but it did stick a little bit to this wet. So anyway, I'll melt it and see what it looks like. I should have done it before I let it dry, because this is the quick drying one. The quick drying embossing powder. I mean, not embossing powder, but embossing paste or molding paste or whatever you want to call it. It's the quick drying kind because I'm super, super impatient. So I don't like the kinds that you have to dry overnight. Makes me grumpy. But what I could do if I did like this look of this embossing powder on it is I could just put the stencil back over. I think I'm going to do that just so I can show you guys how you would do it. After I get this dried down, I'll show you what you could do to get some embossing
Oh,
powder
that
on
sounds really cool. Bags glued together. Shel's done some of those bag journals before. Check out her videos.
So I can just get this.
Paper bag journals are always fun.
What are we talking about?
Well, they're talking about paper bag journals, and I was telling them about the paper bag journals that you had done before. I think you did them last year.
Yeah, I
Some
even
you
gave one of them away as a giveaway recently, but someone just sent me one as a birthday gift.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so you'll be seeing it coming up when I get done with all the 100 days of canvases. I'll start doing art journaling again. Okay, so all I have to do is just figure out.
So I am looking for my pen.
Where's my emboss?
You know which one I'm looking for. It would be my favorite Pentel brush pen. Because we need to do some brush work on here, right? Because I'm thinking these hearts are going to need some kind of frame on them. I'm trying not to get into the wet paint, but I probably will, you know. You know me.
Huh.
Hey, Barb, how are you?
So I'm just taking the stencil again and putting it over where I had put the molding paste, and then going through the stencil with this embossing ink pad, which is a Versamark. It's one of the sticky clear. Actually, you just kind of rub over it too, I think, because it's raised, and get some ink on there. Some of the sticky ink.
They are awesome, aren't they? I love them. Absolutely love them. Good for you. I'm so glad you got one.
And then I can go back in with that chunky embossing powder again. And it should stick this time because I put the ink on there. See, it's sticking now. All right. Sticking everywhere. that's just adding another layer of interesting texture and also the possibility of resist. Because if you remember, embossing powder is plastic. And so plastic resists pretty much anything that you put on there. I am going to brush some of this off a little bit because it got in places that I didn't intend as much because I did that scraping thing with the pad, thinking that I was just getting the tops, and that ended up not being the case. So I'm going to just scrape a little bit off with a brush, but you guys get the idea.
Yeah, Peggy, I'm anxious to see what you do. That'll be cool. And yes, it does teach you not to be heavy-handed, because if you want a thin line, you got to be more gentle. But I love the brush stroke. It's just like if you were painting. So to me, this is like having a brush filled with paint all the time. And I have painted with liners, but you have to keep filling them, you know?
Okay, let's give that some heat. It's going to be fun. Now I have embossing powder everywhere on my desk. Imagine that.
It occurs to me, where is my, okay, you guys know what a liner brush is? It's a very thin brush like this. So I could do this work dipping and lining, but I don't know. I like this. I mean, they both have their purpose.
Well, that was fun. I don't know if you guys can see the embossing powder. It's fun though. All over my desk. I also want to get some of these leaves on here. I wonder if I can. Let's try that. Why not? What did I do with that ink pad? So these are the stamps that I cut at the beginning of the show with the first prompt cut. Let's get it all inked up, and then let me just put a leaf on here because the third prompt is leaf. So I want to get some of these leaves. I should probably use a thinner embossing powder. Well, I don't know. I guess we'll see how much detail we get with this thick, crunchy embossing powder, because you didn't go get out stuff like I should have. Still might get some detail out of it.
Okay, I think I'm going to switch just to give you an idea. Where's my black paint?
I didn't take it. That's me, I swear.
Well, it's probably in the bucket. You know, got a lot of stuff in the bucket. Okay, there's some carbon black. And I like painting leaf shapes too. I'm trying to clean my brush out here. That one's a little bit on the large side. Pick something different. Maybe this one. Okay.
These stamps are working well.
We'll see how this works.
I'm pretty pleased with my impromptu weird foamy stamps that I cut with an X-Acto knife.
Now, if you want to come back over these dark lines later, because this is acrylic, you probably want to let it dry overnight. Of course, we live on the dangerous side here and ruin lots of pens.
Yep. That's for sure. I know I do.
Sometimes we need to turn the buck too so that it's more advantageous for us.
Okay, so that takes care of leaf and emboss. Those two prompts. Bam, bam. So I've done cut, I've done emboss, I've done leaf, and I've done botanical and sulfur colors. And the next one is spritz. And the reason that I'm kind of excited about all this embossing now is because I think I can spritz over this, and that embossing where all the leaves are that you can't really see right now, you can kind of see them if you look hard. I think that I can spritz over it, and then all that will come to the foreground really easily because it's going to resist. The question is, what am I going to spritz it with?
So Peggy, I see that you're getting your channel going. If you need any assistance with that, you know, please reach out. There are a number of us that have channels already, and we're ready and willing to help get you going. Love to see more art, more of our friends YouTubing, you know, creating. So just know we're here for you.
Man, this one's all chunky. Let's see what I can get here. Maybe.
Yeah, Vicky. Ta-da! Hi, Terry Marshall.
Whoa. Chair's gonna tip over. Maybe one of these.
You're welcome anytime. Yeah, Debbie, absolutely. We all get persuaded, right? We all get persuaded to do things that it's like, really? I should do that? Really?
I don't know. Is this a good choice? I'm not sure. I don't know what color to try. I'll try the gloss spray first and see if it'll even spray. Oh, look at that. It's spraying. Miracle. Miracle.
You just never know, right?
You never do.
Sometimes they work and sometimes they don't.
For me, it's usually a don't.
Okay, so I'm going to go back.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
This is pretty wet.
So that's the Dina Wakley gloss spray in turquoise. I wonder if I have another.
I understand completely, Debbie. The other thing that I've done to keep a record is on some of my journals, when I have used certain products and things, I reserve the other page, you know, the page over here on the other side, and I will put, you know, the process or the products that I used, things that I liked and didn't like, you know, all of that kind of thing on there. And I find that helpful.
And that was the gloss spray in olive. And it just added a little bit of extra dimension there. I like that. That's cool. Just never know what's going to happen. Oh dear. I believe I've stuck it to the paper. Let's give that a dry.
Oh, how are we doing here? Yeah, if I had one of those out, I'd show you. It's just another way of, especially if I'm doing a journal where I am doing colors or tracking ideas, you know, for future projects. I wonder if I've got one of those around. Grabbing an old inspiration journal. Let's see if there's anything in here. Yeah, see here. Here's one where I had done colors, and I was trying to figure out a whole color scheme.
I like it.
So a lot of this is notes about things like that. You know, here's a mood board, and then here's different colors that I'm putting together. So, you know how you can use both sides to keep track of this kind of thing. And it's fun to go back and look at those and then, you know, say, oh, I really liked that palette. I think I want to do something with that, you know. So let's see, what colors do I want here?
I'll see powder off here. It's all crunchy. I don't like crunchy. I do not like crunchy studio desks. Ugh. crunchy. All right, I'm super happy with that actually.
Cool.
That looks cool. It's shiny because the gloss spray is glossy. All right, the next one is drop. And I figure I can add just a little bit more color with dropping. And I'm just trying to decide what dropping I should do. I almost think I'm going to use, I can close my drawers. Oh, come on, that's ridiculous. Somebody has got to do something about this place. Out of control. All right, finally. Get out some alcohol ink. Why not? We're mixed media, right? Might be a good choice. Or that one. No. No. I want to go for like a darker color. I don't know if I want to go that dark. Let's try this one. Oh, but I don't want to get this on my...
Did you guys drop off for a minute?
This piece of paper back. This piece of paper so that I don't get any of this in there.
Debbie says she'll pop over and help you with the sorting.
Oh, that would be awesome. The sorting is just, I don't have time. I don't have energy.
I have time and energy. The problem is as soon as I start sorting, I start creating.
Yeah,
because
I mean,
see something cool.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, I wanted to do this with that, you know, and so then I stop the sorting and I start making stuff.
Yep, exactly. That is exactly what happens to me. I don't want to sort. I want to do art.
Right.
So that just adds another layer of darks going on there. A little bit of dropped alcohol ink. I was just trying to accent the leaves a little bit more, the ones that I made with the stamp. So I thought I would drop a little bit of alcohol ink on there. Why not?
Why not?
And this is just 91% rubbing alcohol. Huh, I wonder how that happened, Debbie. She's right. We switched sides.
Well, it's like all of a sudden everything dropped off and then I don't know, I clicked on my thing again and it was back.
Huh.
So I don't know what happened. It was some computer glitch.
That is very strange.
Yeah.
Because usually the person on the left is the one that got into the studio first.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. I know they've been having a bunch of meetings and stuff, so I don't know if they're changing some things about StreamYard. I don't know. I haven't been following that. Maybe somebody else is and they can tell us. Sorting buddies. What a grand idea. I like that a lot.
I could totally use a sorting buddy. You know, it would be, I would sit and sort if I had someone to sit and sort with.
Yeah, because you could just sit and chit chat about whatever, you know.
You could chat, you could say, oh, look at this, and then move on, you know. But sitting in here by myself doing it.
Okay, I have a grand idea, and we've never tried it, so it may not work at all. But I know that there's rooms and stuff that you can do on Facebook. Okay.
Yeah.
Would you guys like us to have a sorting buddy day in Art Joy is Sharing on Facebook? You just let us know and we'll try to set it up for you if that's what you think would be a good thing. Because we can all do some sorting.
Oh, can we ever? All right. I need a piece of paper of some sort. How about this one? So we've got drop done. We've got drop. Got half an hour left. Okay. So
yeah, but it's since we're already in the group, then we don't have to mess with Zoom, Laura. Yes, we could do it on Zoom, but it's not necessary because you can do the same thing in a Facebook group that you can do on Zoom. Because I've done it. I've been there with other people.
okay. I need.
It's just another way of connecting with community.
Which is exactly what we're trying to do.
Right.
We want to make a big, happy community that integrates.
Well, and that way it's advertised on the community. They can just come in and join from the community, you know. You like watching the cleaning and sorting. Okay. Laura says, let's try it. Nell says yes. Laura says sure. Okay, I'll see what I can do to get something set up. Do you guys have a preferential day or time or anything? You know, we'll try to accommodate as many as we can. Hi, Kathy. How are you? Hi, Terry. Sorting buddies. Yes, absolutely. That's what it's about, is helping each other. You know, because a lot of times we sit and ponder, is this really worth my time and effort? And you can talk to people and they can give you ideas about how to use your stuff, and it's a great thing. Or you already have a system and you can share it with somebody, you know.
True.
So all you need is a laptop or an appliance or something that's got a webcam, is my understanding. Whether it's your phone or your laptop or your tablet, whatever. And then you can join one of these rooms that is set up. Anyway, I'd seen it, I thought about it, and I just never vocalized it before.
What kind of thing should I try to color this with? Let's try Neocolor. Neocolor. Let's see if it works. Because I have a lot of colors in Neocolor. Try it with that. So this is a morning glory. Because remember that last prompt.
Yep, I do. I like morning glories. I had a beautiful trellis at the old house right beside my porch that had the big blue morning glories, the hybrid ones. Oh, they were fantastic. I loved them.
This color. Let's try a little bit of this darker color.
Drinking coffee and watching. Yep. Reminds me, I have coffee here. I should drink some. Cheers, guys.
I actually have tea. And then we need to get some of this really dark green down here at the bottom a little bit.
This is dry enough yet. that's the right color. That's a brown. Brown.
Brown. Yuck.
That's way too red. All right. Going to my next bin. Yeah. Just deepening the color down here with my Pit pens. Another one of our favorites.
Yep.
Oh, I smeared that. Got a little bit of wet paint here.
Smith.
So let's see. I want to add. What do I have here? Ah, yeah. Here's a Marabou crayon. See if I can get the crumblies off the edge so they're not falling all over the place. That's what happens with my crayons. So I'm thinking I want to do a little highlight along the stems here
Really need a couple more.
with the crayon.
Maybe a more open one, like
And we'll hit the edges. Deepen that out a little bit. Let's see, we need to come in under these.
colors did I use? Oh, yeah. This one to start with.
And you notice what I'm doing is I'm staying in the same group of family colors here. This is a Marabou art crayon. Trying to see. It does say it's a... No, it doesn't give a color, I don't think. Oh, wait a minute. This one is pomegranate.
Must have been this one. No, I don't know. What color was it? Maybe this one. Indigo.
Oh. Missed one. Or two or three. Okay, let's see, I need over here. Get this out of the way. Bye, Laura. Have a good day. Hope Mom's doing well. I know you's a good kid. You's a good daughter. Come back and look at these later, and then I can see where I missed something. Because I do, like most, I do a little under these. One more shadow under. Really liking the distressed look with that. Let's see what I've got here. I have a very dirty tip on my pen. Trying to get the paint out of it. That's what happens when you run into wet paint.
Yep.
better. Bye, Debbie. Have a great day.
We're just about done, huh? People
Yeah.
are leaving so soon. We must be done.
Well, I know Laura has commitments, you know, with her mom and that, and she stays as long as she can, but then she has to go, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to go, and I get that. Yeah, we've got a blood workup with Ron tomorrow, so.
Oh, I had good news about that. Everyone in my family, with the exception of my oldest son, will be getting their shots within the next few weeks. Their COVID shots, even the person with cancer. So I'm pretty excited. Might be getting close to being over. So I'm using fluid matte medium to glue these down, because this is rice paper that I'm collaging over the top here to finish the last thing, which is glory. And I'm not going to use the 2 wild cards.
Rice paper is very absorbent.
Yes. So that's why I'm using the fluid matte medium, because it soaks right into it, seals everything up. And of course I used a water-soluble media, so to color, so
Yeah.
gets it all sealed. Whoops, see. Plus, it's what was on my desk. The rice paper piece was on my desk. Is it really made out of rice? I still haven't looked it up. You assume that it is. Let's get that dry so I can do my detailing within the next 10 minutes. Pressing it down into the texture, of course, because I want to get everything really stuck. All right, what should we detail with? Should we add a little bit more color with the crayons again? Maybe just a little bit to pump it up. Let's see. Pump it up. happened to my water brush? Peg, did you take my water brush?
I did not do it. Promise. Yeah, I think that's about as far as I'm going to take that page. I'm pretty happy with that. For a quickie. Spring and flowers, absolutely. Well, I got heart flowers today. Let's see. I need to put my crayon away wherever I had that. I keep all my crayons together, whether they're Distress or Marabou or, whatever brand. They all do the same thing. And when you're looking for a color, you can do that. Let's see how our backgrounds are doing. Oh, look at that. Yeah, I'm liking that. That's going to make a cool piece. And this one, oh, I can't wait to work on that. I do like that blue, Vicki. That's a pretty one. This one, I think, needs just a titch more. Let's put some gold mica flake on that. Why not?
Why not?
Get a palette knife or something. Come on, I know I got them. I got a bazillion bone folders there.
How many? A bazillion?
A bazillion. Manillion, bazillion. Okay, I don't want. Got that one. I got that one I don't like. I want a pointy palette. Here we go. That's what I want. I know what I want.
I know what I want, and I know how to get it.
Yep. So let me put some of this. This is going to take a little while to dry down. It looks like this when it dries. It's a gold mica flake. And with the adhesive in it, it just looks kind of like sand. But it's going to be a beautiful gold effect on this background, I think. We need a little bling on here.
Why not? I need some whites. White.
So I just put a light coat of that on here. And we'll let that dry down. And we'll get some gold bling going on. And I might layer some other texture up on there. Not sure where I'm headed with this, but I thought this called for that gold because of the coloration. Never wrong. Yeah, I know. It's pretty.
seem to have been attacked by white pin.
I started working on this page this morning. I need to put some here. Let's get a little bit of, ooh, now it's getting kind of chunky.
Did you just call it fat?
Chunky.
No fat in your art supplies.
No fat, just, oh my, that was a little bit much. Okay, I will be painting out another page with that. No, I wanted to get some of this quinacridone magenta on this background that I started. And so I was getting it out of the bottle, and there was a goober at the top. So, okay, I'm just going to use the lid because it's a nice round shape. And I'm going to add some of that in here. And I will wipe the lid so I can screw it back on. Actually, I'm thinking, do I want that to drip a little bit? What do you guys think? Should we let that drip a little bit?
I'm not opposed to dripping.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what's nice is you can scan your own images and play on them. You know, if you're afraid something's going to happen, you know, that's one of the nice things about having all of that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, baby.
Plug. I think I need a dark green.
Okay, turn that. Do a little drippage in there. Drippage in there. Just to have its work. Want that to spread just a little bit more.
Oh, Tim's time o'clock. It's time o'clock.
It is that time. So thanks, guys, for joining us today. And let us know, you know, in the chat, are you interested in doing get together so that we can sort and all of that. Here's my page for today. And we'll see you again next time, okay? Love
Yep.
the morning glories.
Thanks.
Bye for now, guys.
Bye-bye.